Hello everyone. On this presentation I will show you how to use the new features of Marker Plus to create entry signals using several conditions. Let's say for example that we have a setup where we use an HMA and a Kellner channel. The most obvious logic would be entering long when the HMA crosses above the channel and enter short when it enters below. This will be the entry for a long, this will be the entry for a short. This is a very good breakout strategy. It has some problems when there is when the market is on sideways. Here we have an example. We have a long signal, but the market is not moving. We have a short here, but the market is not moving. Finally, we have a short, and this time it worked. Same here. We have a long, but market is on sideways, and now it worked. So we can add another filter condition using two moving average to define when to enter or not the market. Using a fast moving average, let's say 50, and this will be my slow, and then a fast moving average of 34. Let's use different colors. For the fast I will use gray, and for the slow, black. So the most obvious is I want to enter long when the gray is over the black. I want to enter short when the gray is below the black. But I also want to enter a trade if I have separation between both. If both are together, like here, lines are too close, then I don't want to enter a trade. On this example, I have a crossover. This is my signal, my previous signal, but the gray is still below the black, so I don't have a signal yet. Now gray line is crossing above, and when there is enough distance between gray and black, then I enter the market. This will be my setup. How can I put all these rules using the markers options? Well, I have two moving average, a Kellner with two lines, and the HMA. I have to copy all these lines. The HMA is red. I have to copy the EMA 34. In color gray. EMA 50. in black. The Kellner up, and the Kellner down. I can remove the original lines and put, I can remove the original lines and put the copied versions over the chart. And now we are ready to create the logic. First we need to have the distance between the red line and the upper Kellner. So we use the crossover between the red line HMA and the Kellner up. The result, I will apply the name up. I don't want signals. We can see when the red line is over the envelope, this is positive, this is green. Now I need to do the same when the red line is below the lower Kellner. HMA, Kellner down, I will use the name down. Also, I don't want signals here. When this is negative, when this is red, the red line is below the envelope. I also need the distance between the gray line and the black line. The gray is EMA 34, the black is EMA 50, and I will call the difference EMA 3450. I also don't want crossover signals. Now when this is positive, green, gray line is over the black. When it is negative, gray line is below the black. And as I told before, I want to avoid taking trades when this distance is too small. Like for example here. This difference is 0.00, it is lower than 1 tick. Same for here, this is 0.01. That means that the black and gray line are at less than 1 tick on each other. So we can filter using 2 ticks. I will put all this together. because I don't need it. And now I am ready to paint the signals. Just to have an idea, I can allow these crossovers. For example, the crossover, the crossover of the red line over the upper blue, HMA and Kellner up. I can allow to paint up crossovers, so we have the long signals. And the same for the other, the HMA crossing down the Kellner down. These were my original signals. This is one of the signals that I want to avoid. This entry here has both lines too close one each other. So I will leave these signals as reference and create the new signals using all the filters. My filter is for a long, I want the red HMA over the envelope, and I also want the gray EMA over the black EMA with at least 2 ticks of separation. This is for a long. And for a short, I want the red HMA below the envelope, the gray EMA below the black EMA, and with a separation of 2 ticks or more. Let's see how we can signal this with the new AND indicator. Condition number 1. The red is over the blue. HMA versus Kellner up. The difference between these two lines is called up. So I want up bigger than 0. This will be my go long signal. We can go testing the results. So we have the red line over the blue envelope on here and here. I will add the other condition. The distance between the two moving average is EMA 3450. EMA 3450, and I want it positive and bigger than 2 ticks. I don't want a maximum separation, I want a minimum separation. I want 0.02 2 ticks minimum, not maximum, because only from here we have enough separation, and also red over the blue. From this bar, the red line is no longer over the blue envelope. And now we can paint signals on this condition. Let's say we place dark green vertical lines. We can paint it on the first time that happens. So we test all the conditions bar by bar, but only on the first bar that all conditions meet, we have a signal. Then there are no more signals because it is supposed we are entering long on the first. If we want to have signals each time that all conditions meet, we can apply all true, and then we have a signal on each bar that all conditions are in agreement. Now let's do the same for the shorts. This will be my go short. The HMA must be below the lower Kellner. This is my second crossover. This one. HMA versus Kellner down. The distance is down. So down must be negative. So now I need a maximum of 0. Also, the distance between the blue and black line, EMA 3450, must be negative. So it has a maximum of 0, but I want at least 2 ticks of difference. So it has to be lower than minus 0.02, 2 ticks. I want to paint a vertical line on the first time that happens in color gold. Now let's see how this works. When I have the crossover, the gray line is still not below the black. But now the gray is 2 ticks or more below the black, and also the red line is below the envelope, so we have a short signal. Same here. Let's look for a long. This is my first long crossover, the red going outside the envelope, but the moving averages are still not aligned until here. So now we have the complete trade setup with the 2 conditions. We can put more conditions. We are testing bar by bar all the conditions, and when all the conditions are aligned, I have my entry signal. Entry signal can be any marker. So now we can test how this works. Let's go to 930. And Ninjatrader, and we can use markers without any filter. We don't need to set any filter because everything is on the logic of the and the signals are vertical lines. We can type part of the name of the signal, and the colors are dark green and gold. And this is replay. Choose an ATM, for example, one with 2 contracts. Copy on the toolbar the ATM. Enable longs and short in automatic mode, and add some speed. And let's see how this works. We are just about to have a short crossover, but the distance is not
Order
enough.
filled. Target filled. Target filled.
Now we have a signal on this vertical gold line. Now we have a long crossover, but the moving average are not aligned. So no signal by now. If we have a short crossover,
order filled.
The black and gray lines are aligned. Okay.
Target filled.
This crossover is not taken because the moving averages are not aligned. Gray and black are not.
Order filled.
Now they are aligned.
Target filled. Order filled. Target filled. Order target filled.
This long was ignored until no.
Order filled.
There was no entry on this long, but yes on this short. If we have a breakout to the downside, moving averages are aligned. Like here, it was a loser. Now we have a long, but moving averages are too close.
Order filled.
A short.
Target filled.
Moving averages are aligned. We have a long. If these two lines align and separate, not yet.
Order target filled.
So having two moving averages, one fast and the other slow, pointing on same direction and with a good separation between them is a good sign of trending. So this is a good filter. I usually stop at 3 p.m.
Order filled. Target.
So let's stop here. Let's stop here. The idea is showing how we can put a lot of conditions on the AND. We only need to copy all the lines that we need, use the crossover to have the distance between those lines. Like for example, here we have the distance between the slow and fast moving average. And then on the AND we can put all the conditions that we need, and when all the conditions are in agreement, paint an entry signal. Okay, thank you everyone. Hope this has been useful for your trading. If you have any questions, please post below this video. Thank you, bye bye.